merger has begun. Earth is under attack, and it is glorious!
Welcome to the Wise channel.
Yeah, welcome everybody. So today we have the greatest flawless victory in cinema history we're going to review today.
Flawless victory. You mean flawed victory.
Yeah, this is the most flawed piece of shit ever. Out of big budget studio. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Just to let everyone know, in preparation for this video, I tried rewatching the movie last night, and I wanted to kill myself afterwards. At the point where Shao Kahn does a backflip that was not necessary, I just, it's glorious.
It's like every other scene.
Yeah.
But anyhow, everybody. Yeah. So just a quick intro to this movie. This movie is pretty infamous. So for those of you who grew up in the 90s, alright, we all grew up with Mortal Kombat, the awesome gory video game, the pixelated gore series. And then in 1995, they released the first Mortal Kombat movie, which, in all fairness, not a great movie, but it's like a great guilty pleasure movie. It was watchable, let's be real here.
Yeah. It was actually the first real serious attempt to bringing that sense of a video game to the big screen, as was in the video game itself. Like, they couldn't go full blood and gore compared to the video games, but it tried. That I'll give them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they expected. I think both films were rated PG-13. I forget now, but anyhow. So yeah, the first one was released, and it was commercial success. It had the greatest theme song of all time. Like, that song is still stuck in my head, man.
I know. I find it fascinating because our first exposure to Mortal Kombat was not in an arcade, but we remember the YMCA, our club, after school programs. Yeah. The college kids were letting us play that game. That game until our parents came to pick us up. I was like,
God bless
cool. God bless them. So
anyhow.
Mom, are you watching this? We were playing mature-rated video games at kindergarten level.
Well, here's some point of the shitty movie we're about to review here. So, anyhow. So all this leads to the original Mortal Kombat movie, right? Again.
Yeah.
It's a great guilty pleasure movie. I mean, as a standalone movie, it's stupid, but you had a decent cast, right? You had Christopher Lambert as Raiden, which...
Raiden.
Yeah, I mean...
well, he's done... I'll say this. Christopher Lambert, he's not the greatest actor, but he has his strengths and his weaknesses. And I think he was miscast as Raiden, but at the same time... His essence as Raiden oozes. It was like a double-edged sword when it came to casting him.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely miscast, but it worked.
But in the sequel, they replaced him with someone else who was not Christopher Lambert, and I'm like, why?
Some other shit stain. All right, so we're gonna get to that. Okay. So you had Christopher Lambert as Lord Raiden. You had Robin Shaw as Liu Kang. I mean, he's been like a Hollywood, martial arts choreographer, and he's done a lot of Hong Kong martial arts movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's good at that. And then, the guy that did Johnny Cage, Lyndon Ashby, he fit that role pretty damn good. And then, let's be honest here, the guy that played Shang Tsung, which is Cary Hiroyuki Takawa.
Yeah.
All right. That guy stole the damn movie. Let's be real here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he definitely was not miscast. Like, it was perfect casting in that movie. He was definitely perfectly cast.
Yeah, so he stole the damn movie, and he had Bridget Wilson as Sonya Blade, which coincidentally that role was supposed to be for Cameron Diaz. She turned it down for whatever reason, so they put Bridget Wilson in her place. And then
I'm gonna be honest with you, Cameron Diaz turning down that Mortal Kombat was probably one of her wisest career moves.
Probably. And then you had Talisa Soto as Princess Kitana. So out of everybody we just went over here, only Robin Shao and Talisa Soto returned for the sequel. Now, I actually technically, Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa returns, but it's an archival footage as a flashback.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
It was if he didn't appear on screen, not via flashbacks, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so and check this out, okay? So those of you who are still hanging around, all right, Christopher Lambert turned down doing the sequel. All right, I want you all to understand. Christopher Lambert was presented the script, reviewed it, read it, and he thought this was a stupid movie. Let that sink in.
Well, he should.
Yeah, let that sink in. Okay. When Christopher Lambert tells you your movie sucks, and he turns it down because he thinks it sucks, it is saying a lot. All right. It's like,
especially
Pinhead.
Especially considering he was in Highlander 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. All right. It's like the guy that did all the Pinhead movies, Doug Bradley.
Yeah.
I think he turned down. So I forget which number sequel he turned down, but he got to a point where he's like, "This is stupid. This sucks." And he turned down.
Yeah. So,
let that sink in.
Yeah, that is true. In fact, the reason he turned down Pinhead, I forget which movie it was that originally the movie he was offered was not a Pinhead movie, it was something else. He decided, let's make it better by adding Pinhead, and let's make it better. Let's make it worse by putting it straight to video. He turned it down from that.
Okay, so when you have people of that caliber turning down this movie, all right, that says something. And it shows, like, terribly. So you got to flash forward a couple of years, right? The first Mortal Kombat movie, commercial success, greatest theme song to any movie ever. All right.
Yes.
And then, of course, they greenlight a sequel, which, let's be real, who wouldn't? Okay. So the sequel is obviously known as Mortal Kombat Annihilation, or Mortal Kombat 2, whatever you want to call it. And it literally, the sequel picks off exactly where the first one ends. If you remember from the first one, it ends with like Shao Kahn. Yeah, it ends with Shao Kahn and all his goons showing up. Mm-hmm. And then the sequel literally picks up from that sequence. And immediately from that point on, you can tell there's something terribly wrong with this movie. Like, horrifically wrong.
Well, first thing I noticed in the opening 10 minutes of Mortal Kombat Annihilation is normally when the first movie does better than expected, you should give it a bigger budget. And I believe in that Mortal Kombat Annihilation might have received a slightly bigger budget compared to the first film, but slightly, I'm using the word slightly exaggerated. In the opening 10 minutes, all the special effects you see look even cheaper than the first movie.
Okay. All right. So you only have 2 actors returning, and it's obvious that they recasted everybody. Fucking instant shit show from the start. So like in that opening 10-15 minutes, you have some of the greatest meme-worthy sequences ever put to film. So what's the name of the queen? Sindel, right? So the actress that plays, she has that infamous scene where Kitana's like, "Mother, you're alive?" And she's like, "Too bad. You will die."
Must die.
Yeah. That was like, oh fuck.
And that's not. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean the worst acting in the whole movie.
Yeah. I'll give that lady credit. She understood the assignment. And then the other guy, I think, who understood the assignment, his name is Brian Thompson. He plays Shao Kahn. Mm-hmm. And every other line he utters, it sounds like he's about to bust out laughing. Yeah, so many just his delivery is just so hilarious, like unintentionally.
I know. I know. It's like it's. I was like I said, I tried rewatching the whole movie last night, and I couldn't get it past the point where he's like, he says it's like to his dad, it's gonna be glorious, and he does a backflip for no fucking reason.
Yeah, let's just watch it here. Or I gotta go in here. So you're gonna sit through this shit here. So this is like literally the opening sequence here.
Yeah, this movie has so many unnecessary, exaggerated backflipping.
Well, on top of that, you know, I'll give this movie some credit. Like the consistency of the costumes across movies is still there. And when I say consistency, they just look like they just went to Party City. And, you know, they added a couple of extra things, some Halloween costumes you could have just bought. The costumes suck. But, and then whoever that purple douchebag is there, Rain, they could have found, like, the least intimidating guy to play that guy.
The Earth was created in 6 days. So too.
It shall
This
be
movie was filmed in
destroyed.
6 days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, see?
You're alive. Too bad you.
Oh, God.
I feel sorry for the actress who plays Sindel because she's just spending the rest of her life knowing news clips of that scene on YouTube, and whenever people approach her on the street, they're gonna utter that line to her in that manner.
Right. So, okay.
So she understood the assignment, but I bet she's regretting the assignment.
So, the whole movie is like this. The whole movie. Let's watch it more.
Oh, wait till we get to the dragon fight scene.
We'll skip that. That's terrible. That's not even acting. That's just poor special effects. See, flippy jump.
They couldn't afford to break their sunglasses.
That's true. They didn't have the budget for it. This part. Earth is under attack.
I think he's smiling when he's saying all that. Like, Father, I can cast the movie finally. It's glorious.
Now he's just like, I know these lines are terrible. Here's the secret. All right, here's the secret, right? A lot of like long-time big-name movie stars, at some point, you're all gonna be in a shitty movie. It's gonna happen, right? The secret is to not be shitty in it.
Yeah, that's
something.
That's something I learned a long time ago.
So, again, something these people should have learned here. See,
I could do backflipping, daddy.
He was auditioning for like the Star Wars prequels.
He was auditioning for the Special Olympics. This whole movie is nothing but a tryout for the Special Olympics.
All right, this part cracks me up. All right, so you see here, they're like in Shao Kahn's lair or whatever, right? You got the reptile ninjas. All right, Watch this shit.
Why? Just why?
Oh God, the sequence just ran through this promo that The Rock did. This was years ago. He did one of his many returns to WWE. And he's roasting John Cena. And he's making fun of like John Cena's bright purple shirt, bright orange shirt. He called him a bowl of fruity pebbles. And he makes fun of the you can't see me gesture he does. All right.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't see me. I can shoot you. You can't shoot me. Peekaboo. That's what they're fucking doing here. Like that, like fucking doing all this bullshit behind the pillars. And you're like, you can't shoot us. Yeah. We can shoot you. You can't shoot us. And then they're like, how can we miss you? You're fucking bright green, goddamn ninja get up.
I love how these people don't. I love how these people don't understand the concept of guns. It would have ended this movie a long time ago.
Well, not only did they not understand that, this is not even martial arts. This is like choreographed, like dance fighting.
This is just terrible auditions for Cirque du Soleil.
Alrighty, so for all those scenes you've all just seen, that is the entirety of that movie. Everything is just that bad. But
no, that's not the entirety of that movie.
It does get worse.
You're forgetting when Liu Kang and Shao Kahn become dragons and they fight. It's the dumbest fucking thing.
That's not even acting. All right, that's just terrible.
It's the dumbest fucking thing ever put to cinema. Like they didn't have the budget for it. They just put together what they could on the crappiest computer imaginable, and that is the fight scene between Liu Kang and Shao Kahn as dragons. Like you were trying to copy the animal fatality. I forget the name, how it's called in the games, but in Mortal Kombat 3, your character can become an animal and kill your opponent, and that's what they're trying to do in this movie, and they failed. Like,
all right, so here's the infamous fight scene you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, look at that. It's like King Ghidorah was absolutely retarded.
This is like King Ghidorah had a fucking massive diarrhea dump, and that massive diarrhea dump had like, you know, a homunculus like cancer fucking goblin tumor, and it shit that out, and then those two things had a fight. That's what this is.
The CGI stuff in the Heisei Godzilla films is way better than this shit, and that was some of it was god awful, but even by 1992 standards.
Yeah. So anyway, like as we said, it's not a matter of acting. This is a studio, a budget, and a directorial decision. You know, all these things have to be greenlit, right? For that sequence we just saw. And someone watched it. Okay? And they're like,
whoever financed
you saw that.
I was about to say, who was the studio behind this movie just didn't give a shit, and they were hoping, let's make the shittiest movie possible. I hope that no one notices, and they failed.
So tax write-off, but yeah. So you just saw that cinematic abortion, and you're like, yes, this will make us money.
Yeah, and awesome money.
Man.
It's like, I know the movie was a critical disaster. It was also a financial disaster for. Do you know which studio produced this movie? Because I believe it was Warner Brothers.
I'm pretty sure it was. Let's find out.
It's like no Warner Brothers was behind the 2021
New Line Cinema.
Well, actually, that's still Warner Brothers. So New Line Cinema, like, where was we going with this? Like, I think that movie only made just over $50 million. Like, technically, it might have made a profit because I think the budget was $25 million. But after factoring the marketing costs and everything else, either New Line Cinema either broke even or they actually lost money here.
All right.
And the movie was so bad. That a planned second sequel was scrapped, which Christopher Lambert was going to return.
Yeah. So Just think about it. This movie is such a piece of shit. You went like what 15, almost 20 years between that movie and then the reboot, which I think they came out like right before the pandemic. I could be wrong. But
it came out. It came out after.
Yeah, right after.
Well, let's just say that after during the pandemic.
It's like something like 15, almost 20 years. That's how bad this movie was. It nuked any possible, film, unless it was like directed video or like for TV or something. Like any possibility of a theatrical released Mortal Kombat movie, done. It just ended the cinematic franchise.
There's been like cartoon shows and a short-lived live action show or something.
There was a web series
that came after web series. Well, all of it came after the release of Annihilation. Like it was still Mortal Kombat was still going strong on television as a cartoon for a short period of time, but Annihilation basically helped put a huge dent in the franchise.
Yeah, dude, it almost killed it actually. Like it was so bad. Now there's been a bunch of animated straight-to-video releases, and that's it. But yeah. Thankfully, the reboot. You can say what you want about it, but Mortal Kombat Annihilation makes the reboot look like a Oscar contender for Best Picture. That's how bad it is. But yeah, like you said before, this movie is so terrible. There was a plans to do a third movie, and yeah, it just done. Yeah. It's a shame, but at the same time, I don't think the third movie was gonna be any better. Again, dude, the first movie wasn't great. Yeah, let's be real here. It was passable. But this was a perfect storm of cinematic shit. Cinematic diarrhea. Yeah, that's what this was. Like, we were going to tie this into like a bad acting 101. But every example of acting in this movie qualifies. You can't single out. You can't single out a single person like, oh, he did good. No. Everybody involved is trash. I think some actors in this movie just had better charisma than others, but everyone else either they knew someone affiliated with Midnight Cinema or the first movie, and they got their 15 seconds of fame or infamous fame and got paid, and that was it. Yeah, let's be real here. This movie sent back the franchise. Like, what's that? Superman, right? What was the Superman 4 called? Like Quest for Peace or something? Yes. Yeah, where when he fights the fucking nuclear dickhead guy. Okay. Alright. That was so terrible. It set back the Superman cinematic franchise at the same amount of time. And Superman's a way more bankable franchise than Mortal Kombat. Well, next year a new Superman movie is coming out, but again, New Cinema was given a good opportunity. Had they done everything correctly, they could have made a lot more money than they did the first two Mortal Kombat movies, and maybe a movie that earned them praise. But what they did in the end was they made a movie so terrible that they hoped that no one would notice. They hurt the video game industry, particularly the Mortal Kombat franchise, directly with this horrible movie. And it also set like video game movies back several years too, because after Mortal Kombat, like Annihilation, there was like no real contender until Tomb Raider came out. I mean, the Tomb Raider movies weren't good either. No, let's be real. No, but
Here's the thing about video game movies. I think almost all of them suck. But recent television series like Fallout, The Last of Us, actually are doing justice to the video games that they're based on.
Dude, like the Super Mario Brothers movie, that was pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, well, that's like the rare, ultra rare example of a video game movie done correctly. But like that,
Even Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog.
I saw the Sonic Hedgehog movie in theaters. It was okay. I just didn't care for it, to be honest. Like Pokemon Detective Pikachu, I thought that was done right.
I mean, like this current era of video game movies, they're doing a good job. But yeah, in the 90s and early 2000s, oh god.
Oh god, it's an understatement.
Like we should do another movie on like the original Super Mario Brothers movie. Was it Dwayne Haskins? Bob Haskins. I'm sorry.
Bob Haskins.
Yeah. Holy Christ! Not a single person's fucking career recovered from this piece of shit. Unless you count Ed Boon. So Ed Boon is one of the co-creators of the franchise. He usually does the voiceover work like Scorpion.
He's not really an actor. He's an actor, but I think sometime after this movie came out, he sold Mortal Kombat to Warner Brothers basically, and made a good deal of money in the process.
He does the voiceover work. Like the whole famous Scorpion, like, get over here. That's it. He's the only one whose career recovered. Other than that, this movie was a piece of shit. Hopefully the sequel to the Mortal Kombat reboot is much better than the sequel ever could be. But with all that said, thank you for tuning into the channel. If you don't mind, please drop a like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. Helps us out.
Yes.
And until the next time, people.
Like and subscribe, like Derek said.
Yeah, like and subscribe, and until the next time. Later.
Stars sprinkling